Hello bookworms, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Stacy. Today's video is going to be 25 random facts about myself. My favorite color is blue. I have been married for almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years this October. My husband and I don't have any children, and we actually have no plans to have any. It's not that we don't love children, it's just a personal decision for both of us. But we do have one cat, and we consider her our fur baby. My favorite book is They Cage the Animals at Night. I read this book when I was quite young, and since then I have read it about 3 or 4 times. My favorite TV show is The Big Bang Theory. I've watched pretty much every episode like 10 times, no exaggeration. Usually around Christmas time they marathon it on TV, and I make sure that I can watch it as much as possible. I love both comedy and horror films, obviously not together, but those are my 2 favorite genres for movies. My other passion besides reading is traveling. I have been lucky enough to travel to the US for my honeymoon. I went to Cuba. I've gone to the Dominican, Aruba, and Mexico. I've also seen several provinces within my own country, but my ultimate dream vacation is to go to Europe. My husband's family is from the Netherlands, so we're hoping to go there one day. And then on my mom's side, her family is from Belgium, and on my dad's side, his family is from Wales. So we'd also like to see those places as well. I would really like to see where both of our families have originated from. And that also leads me into my next fact, and that is that I once took a 2-week road trip. I took this trip with a good friend of mine. We were both heading into grade 10 at the time, and I went with her family, but we went through New York State. We went to Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and from there we went to Nova Scotia, PEI, or Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, then through to Quebec, and then we were back on our way home to Ontario. I am self-employed. Me and my husband own our own company, and we do landscaping and lawn care. My favorite season is autumn. And that is simply because I like the cooler temperatures after having a hot summer. I also like to see the leaves change color. It's absolutely gorgeous here in Ontario during autumn. My favorite holiday is Christmas, and that's just simply because people are totally different around that time of year. They're more thoughtful, they're more generous, they're more kind, and to me it just seems like it's a happier time of the year. Now that also leads me into my next fact, and that is one tradition that my husband and I have started. We've done it now maybe for 4 or 5 years, and what we do is instead of buying gifts for each other, we don't really have too many people to buy gifts for, period, but we don't buy gifts for each other, but instead what we do is we take that money and we buy toys for kids for Christmas. We take these toys to the Salvation Army. They then distribute them to proper families. I 100% feel that Christmas is mainly for the kids, and it breaks my heart to think there are some kids out there that don't have presents to open on Christmas. So we both feel that we don't need to buy each other things. I can't even begin to describe how good it feels to be able to give and to help people. I'm actually really shy. I mean really, really shy. I have a fear of talking to people. I guess you could say I have social anxiety, and I will pretty much go out of my way to avoid talking to anyone I don't know. I actually have a huge fear of escalators, which is kind of funny because when I was a kid and my parents would take me and my sister to the mall, I would beg my parents to ride up and down that escalator. And one day I watched a video where somebody got their clothing caught, and it was a real panic just to save them. So ever since seeing that, I have been terrified of them. I have a huge love for the outdoors, and I try in the nicer months to get out as much as possible. Along with that, I also enjoy hiking, and I just love to be able to see the wilderness. At the age of 23, the guy that I was dating at the time, we had been going out for 4 years. He was killed in a car accident. I later found out that my boyfriend had actually approached my dad and had talked to him about us getting married. It was definitely a difficult time in my life, but I honestly believe that it has shaped me into the person I am today. I've learned that life is short and you should try and enjoy it as much as possible. Now that same year, I'm going to say about 3 or 4 months later, the company I was working for, every year they would always do a fundraiser, and that was to raise money for Crohn's and colitis. So my coworker decided one day that we as a group should take this fundraiser a step further, and both of us decided to actually shave our heads. We had asked people to donate money, and if we raised a certain amount, then we would shave our heads, and we actually made it to that point. We raised enough money, and I went completely bald. I mean, my hair was just gone. It was shaved down right to the skin. Also, the great thing about that was the hair that we had cut off, because we put it in a ponytail, cut it off, and we were able to donate that hair. The hair was then donated to make wigs for kids who were suffering from cancer. I'm a huge lover of animals. Sometimes I actually love animals more than I do people. But if I had to pick a favorite one, it would be monkeys. And I just think they're cute, they're goofy, they're funny, and I think that just fits with my personality. I don't have any tattoos, but I've actually always wanted one. The only reason I haven't got one yet is because I'm afraid of how much it's going to hurt. I don't know how to swim, and I have a huge fear of drowning, which is kind of odd since I just put in an in-ground swimming pool. But hopefully one day my husband will actually teach me how to swim. My current goal right now in life is actually to get back into running. I had done it approximately 2.5 years ago, but I got injured. I had back issues where I had a very bad case of sciatica. I've been a little bit afraid to try it again, but it's something I've always wanted to get into, and it's just been a big goal of mine. If I won the lottery, the first thing I would do is take my parents on their dream vacation. I'm a terrible cook. I mean, I can't cook anything. But I am trying to get better. I'm trying new recipes, and some of them have turned out okay, and some of them have just been awful. I actually have a very small family. So it's just me and my sister, and obviously my parents, and that's it. And the last fact about me is that I never wear makeup. And it's not that I don't want to, it's just nobody's ever taught me. None of my friends when I was growing up were into makeup either, so I just don't know how to apply it. Anyways, that's all my 25 facts about myself. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye!